If you think you know Metro Atlanta housing market, you might be overlooking one of the biggest hidden gems. Covington isn't just a place on the edge of Atlanta. It's where affordability, lifestyle, and long-term growth all come together. So today, I'm going to break down the three sides of the Covington housing market so you'll know exactly where your perfect fit might be. If we haven't met, I'm Ken Harper with the Crosspoint team here in East Metro Atlanta. I've been selling in this market since 2001, so I've seen multiple cycles. I've seen suburban expansion move to the east, and I've helped relocation buyers land every one of the categories that we're going to discuss today. Covington isn't just random development. It's structured around commute access and the growth corridors, just like the rest of Metro Atlanta. So let's start with the most misunderstood piece, the in-town Covington market. So when I say in-town, I'm defining that as the area inside the golf cart accessibility zone that runs about 1 to 2 miles distance from the downtown Covington Square. And the housing inventory here is wildly diverse. You're looking at homes that are nearly 200 years old, all the way up to new construction. So there are beautifully historic properties here. I'm talking true Southern architecture. Specific homes here in Covington were actually the inspiration for the homes in Gone with the Wind. But there are also small cottages, and here's where you need to be a little bit careful. Because of the success of the Vampire Diaries and the tourism boom that followed, many of those smaller cottage homes have been converted into short-term rentals. That means some properties are no longer optimized for full-time living. They're optimized for Airbnb income. So if you're relocating here full-time, you need to evaluate functionality carefully. Now here's where I think some of the best value in Covington lives. Ranch and two-story homes that were built from the 1960s through to the 1980s. These are typically around 1,700 to 2,400 square feet, and they sit on larger lots than most of the newer suburban homes. Many of these homes have been remodeled and updated both inside and on the outside. So this particular market segment offers the in-town lifestyle with golf cart accessibility, larger lots, mature trees, and often a better price per square foot value. So this segment is frequently overlooked by relocation buyers that are chasing that new look. But from a livability standpoint, these are strong options. If you're curious what's actually available right now inside the golf cart zone, updated ranch homes, historic properties, or even investment-style cottages, go ahead and reach out. The inventory changes constantly, and I can send you what fits your particular criteria today. Next, let's shift to what I call the close-in commuter market. This is generally within a 5 to 10 minute drive of both Interstate 20 and downtown Covington. So everything in Metro Atlanta develops along commute corridors, and these communities exist specifically to offer commuter convenience. You'll find a bit of everything here. 1980s and 1990s neighborhoods, typically lower price points. Then you have later 1990s to mid-2000s construction, even a few homes that have been built in the past 10 years. There are also a couple of entry-level new construction communities active in this area. This starts to look a lot more like traditional suburban Atlanta. They're more uniform, a little more cookie cutter. But let's be clear, that's not automatically a bad thing. But you do need to be careful. Some of that early 2000s boom era product requires some closer inspection. Construction quality can vary greatly from neighborhood to neighborhood. Your HOA standards can be very different from one community to another, and there are long-term maintenance issues that you need to be aware of. So these neighborhoods tend to offer more square footage, subdivision amenities, sidewalk, walkable communities, and more predictable layouts. They're ideal for commuters who are going to prioritize interstate access, but you still need guidance to make sure you select the right one. Finally, let's move a bit further out. This is where Covington becomes really choose your own adventure. You've got two broad categories here. Smaller neighborhoods farther from I-20. These are large lot communities, usually with no amenities. Most of them are going to have lower price points. All of them are going to have longer commute times. These are going to attract buyers that are prioritizing affordability over convenience. Then you have the large rural properties. Large acreage, lots of privacy, almost a gentleman farmer lifestyle. And here's something that's a bit interesting. There are some people who work in Covington who will commute up to 30 minutes just to live near Lake Jackson, because for them, lifestyle outweighs commute times. So here's the big picture. Like most of Metro Atlanta, Covington's housing growth has followed the commute corridors. Everything is structured around your interstate access, your drive time tolerance, and what your lifestyle priorities are. The further from I-20 you go, the more lifestyle and land that you get. The closer you are, the more convenience you get. And here's the forward-looking piece that most people miss. Covington sits on the outer edge of the suburban metro Atlanta expansion. So based on historic suburban growth patterns and the amount of available land here, this area likely has 30 to 50 years of continued development ahead of it. This is not a fully built out suburban area. This is a growth corridor that's in motion, which means your purchase today isn't just about lifestyle, it's about positioning. So if you're serious about moving to Covington and you want clarity instead of guesswork, let's have a conversation. Tell me what matters more to you: commute, lifestyle, land, maybe investment. I'll help you land in the right part of this market, because in Covington, where you buy matters just as much as what you buy.